What's up, you guys? Sean Ross at Fightful.com here with a name you know. You know him from the wrestling ring, but you're going to get to know him a little bit more from Corner Gas Animated. You can see it on CTV in Canada, IMDb TV in America when it drops. We call him Lance Storm, but he's known as Lance Fury in some other parts of the world.
Yeah, in the Corner Gas universe, and it's CTV comedy. It's not
Yes.
CTV. Yeah, in the Corner Gas universe, I will be known as Lance Fury,
Yeah,
which actually isn't a big stretch from Lance Storm, to be perfectly honest.
it's not, and I mean, I got to check out the episode. You play a a pro wrestler who is now a gardening enthusiast. Did you take any inspiration from like other plant loving wrestlers like Rob Van Dam?
Yeah, or Val Venus, my old partner.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's funny in that, and I'm assuming Brent got the idea uh, from me, in that it's a retired pro wrestler turned podcaster, which is pretty much what I'm doing legitimately. It's just, instead of podcasting pro wrestling, I'm podcasting about my love for botany and plants.
and I mean, you had a great. I'm assuming you went into this without that knowledge that was written in about plants, or were you able to lend a little bit?
I lended the voice, but I didn't know that's where it was going when they first reached out to me and wanted to know if I was interested. And obviously I jumped at the chance. I've been a fan of the franchise since, I think I discovered it when they were in season 3 of the live action series. That
Yes.
always sounds funny, live action, because it's not an action show, but I had gotten a DVD set of season 1 for Christmas, about the year they were in season 3, I believe, and fell in love with the show, and even had a buddy of mine who works in film working behind the scenes trying to get me a cameo on that. And then, I was part of the Kickstarter program when they did the movie, and ended up getting to meet and get to know Brent Butt a little bit. So when he reached out and asked if I was interested in being a part of season 3 of Corner Gas Animated, I jumped at it. And then when I found out about the botany angle, if you will, was when they actually sent me the copy of, I guess they only sent me my portion of the script. Maybe they sent me the whole script. I don't remember, to read through the first time to see what I thought. And I guess it was the whole script, because it wasn't too long in that I was actually laughing. So I'm like, no, this is good. I enjoyed it and thought it was really funny.
I love that we're at a point in time where we can say the botany angle.
There
And
you go.
you say that it's not an action show. I don't know, some of that terminology you were using with the older lady as you're teaching her to go in deep
Emma.
that was action packed there.
Yeah, and this is, again, I suppose I stood in the ring with him at New Blood Rising, but this is going to be the first time anyone gets to see Lance Storm and Bret Hart wrestle.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. So that was the thing. Bret Hart. I'm assuming you've seen the episode ahead of the drop,
Yes.
as I have. They had Bret Hart, and I love it. He's playing the mechanic, and he's
The bad
wearing
mechanic.
a hillbilly Jim getup, effectively, but it's got the Bret Hart type of like the pink. I don't know if it's like the Razor logo or whatever, the flare, the flame, so to speak. It's a nice mixture there. It's an homage because it looks just like Bret Hart and it looks just like Lance Storm, but it's the mechanic and Lance Fury.
Well, the way it was explained to me was they didn't want all of the baggage of our careers.
Sure.
So they went as well, because it's then you've got, however many time world champion Bret Hart, and it muddies the waters a little bit, where this way they could put whatever history behind each character they wanted. But obviously it's pretty it's pretty plain to see who we really are. So if you're a wrestling fan, you get the bonus of that. And if you're not a wrestling fan, then you can just enjoy Lance Fury, plant enthusiast against the bad mechanic.
And you've done some acting in the past. I remember you were in, I believe it was Chokeslam.
Yes, Chokeslam the movie, had a cameo in that and a little bit of wrestling. I've actually done, and again, more stunt acting than acting, really. But I've done a couple of small bits in a couple of TV shows and a couple of films. But this was a lot of fun going to studio. Brent came to Calgary, and we got into a studio here and read through the lines. And he basically read every person on the show that I was interacting with. So and then they did my parts, and it was a lot of fun.
So how much transition, or I don't want to say adaptation or anything like that, did you have to do to go to voice acting? Because you've been a character actor for a significant portion of your life in a lot of ways.
Well, yeah, because I feel like I'm just basically playing me, which is probably the best way to go as far as acting goes, because I don't have a lot of experience in traditional acting. But yeah, it was, again, we went down, and it was, I don't know, 3 hours or so in studio, and it was fun because there's one moment that I take a blow, and it's like in mid-sentence, and it's like I just was having a really hard time with it, and finally I just looked at Brent. I'm like, can you just hit me at the appropriate time, please? And he's like, what? I'm like, just hit me. I don't care how, but it's just hard to be saying a sentence and go ow realistically enough. So I'm like, just pop me in the shoulder good and shove me. He's like, okay. And it's like it worked a lot better. So it's like in wrestling, it's easier if you just actually do it. So